Hey, hello, and welcome to Time with Sister. Let's learn something about cultures and history and discover how people live around the world. Why? Let's learn something new together. It's Time with Sister. Hi again. I really appreciate you guys if you would like, subscribe, and share. Hey, hello, welcome to Time with Sister. Today we're going to talk to Dr. Yu. Can you introduce yourself and what your name is and how you grew up in China?
My name is Ju Liu. I'm an associate professor in innovation studies in Miami University. So I teach my students about how innovation happens and how can innovation support sustainability in the society. So when I was at your age, I live in Chengdu in China. So at my time, it was very poor. China was very poor. So we live with very limited material. So I can't remember ever I had a whole apple because it's so precious. We don't have that many materials. Fruits and eggs were very precious. So you always need to share one apple with your siblings. So it was very poor back then, but we were happy because we have lots of friends. And I have a twin sister, yes, and an elder sister. And we draw together, we study together, we run around together because at that time there were almost no cars. So it's very safe environment.
What games did you love to play as a child?
Good question. So when I was at your age, we don't have video game at all. We don't have phone, we don't have TV.
Didn't even you have a TV?
No, we didn't have TV, we didn't have phone, we didn't have any electronics. Maybe radio is the only electronics we have at home. So we play with mud, we play with grass, plants, with the animals like chicken, roosters, all this. Because we have a small garden, so we can grow vegetable, we can raise chicken and roosters at home. So that was what we play with, and I love drawing. So I drew a lot with my sisters.
That's actually really fun to play with something that is not electronic. It is also fun to play with electronic, but I think it's more fun to play without it. What was your favorite subject in school when you were my age?
I loved the Chinese literature. So Chinese language was my favorite. It has always been my favorite. And I found it's really, really important to learn language properly. So if I review all the courses that I took, language is the most important. Still, nowadays I found it's the most important because we work with language, we think with language, right? We communicate with language. And as a teacher, language is so important because you need to speak, right?
Did you always dream of becoming a professor, or did you have other dreams?
I wanted to be a painter because I thought I was talented. And I also wanted to be owner of a candy shop. So I could eat without limit, free access to candy. But when I went to school, I found teacher was really cool job, right? Because you have so much knowledge and students admire you, and you can teach a lot of funny things, interesting things to the kids. I wanted to be a teacher when I was a primary school student, but I didn't really think of it seriously until I graduated from university. Because I was trained as an engineer. I wanted to be an engineer.
That sounds pretty good. that you first wanted to own a candy shop, and then you wanted to become a painter, and then you wanted to become a teacher.
Yeah, so things changed. Your dream can change, evolve all the time. And you don't know where life will bring you to.
Who inspired you the most when you grew up?
There are many people inspired me. I mean, I always say that people illuminate my life. But if you ask who did the most, I would say my grandma. She lived to 101 years old. And she was the really inspiring person to almost everybody. First of all, you know that she loved you. You knew that unconditionally. And she always encouraged me. No matter I performed well or not, she always encouraged me. And she has so much wisdom. Maybe that brings her a long life.
What was a normal school day like for you in China?
It depends. So the easiest school days when I was grade 1. Because we went to school by ourselves. No parents would send you to school. You walked by yourself. And we studied till from like 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So then we went back, washed my hands, immediately did homework. So my twin sister and I, we wanted to compete and who did it faster, you know. The toughest school time was when I was in high school. It was really intensive competition. Everybody wants to go to university, but at that time there were not many universities in China. So you really need to study hard in order to pass the entrance examination. So every day we got up at 5. Then we need to immediately we went down to the water place because that was the poor time in China. We live in a student dormitory. We went down to the first floor to carry waters to your room, hot waters, and that normally a day you have only twice opportunity to get some hot water. So you put it in thermal. Every student has 2 thermals. So went down to the water place. You fill up your thermal with hot water. You come back to the dormitory, and immediately you went to study, like 5:30. You started. I mean, 5:30. You started to how do I say, to learn English. Normally we study English in the morning. You read the you need to remember the vocabularies and the textbooks. Read it again and again. And then we went to eat at 7 o'clock. So 7:30 we started to have lectures, and then noon we have 1 hour of napping time. So after lunch, we went back to the dormitory, take a 1 hour of sleeping. So then we went back to the classroom, have dinner at 5 o'clock, and evening session from 7 till 10 o'clock. You went back to dormitory at 10 o'clock, and then you wash your face, wash your feet. Not went to bed immediately. Then we went to the toilet. It's not to go to toilet, because toilet was the only place has electricity. So you study under the toilet light. Everybody stand there with books. And then you went to bed like 11 or 12. So it was very tough every single day for 3 years.
But how far did you live from the school?
I actually stayed in the board school. So I lived at school. The school has dormitory in the campus.
Oh.
So I went back to my parents' place every week 1 day. It was tough.
I can hear it. Did you have a favorite teacher? What made them special?
I do several favorite teachers. I think all the teachers, like my Chinese language teacher, he was very encouraging. He always used my writings as an example and read in front of everybody. So that encouraged me a lot. And he told me, Ju, you know what? And you are the material of a good researcher. This is what he told me. I didn't realize this. I wanted to be an engineer. But at the end of the day, you see, now I'm a researcher. And he was right.
Were there some that were very special?
Make the teacher special? Or
that made them special?
I think the teacher, what makes the teacher special in general, I think, they care about you. That makes them special, right? Because knowledge, everybody can teach you knowledge. Now AI can teach you knowledge, right? But the teacher that is special because they care about you, they want you to be successful, and they support you, and they always see the strength inside of you, and they bring out the strength out of you, show you you have the potential, and they make it, how do you say, make you realize your potential, and they support you to actualize your potential. That makes a teacher special.
Was studying difficult for you, or did it come naturally?
I've been teacher for 36 years.
36 years?
I've been student for another, maybe, let me calculate, primary school 5 years, middle school 6 years, 11 years, bachelor program 4 years, 15 years, master program 2 years, 17 years, and another 6 years of PhD study. So that's 21 years. No, 23 years. So I've been a student for 23 years.
I
think it's, to answer your question, study is not, it's fun. If you pay me, I can study forever. But I have to make a living, right? I need to work. It's fun, but not always fun. There are some subjects that I didn't like financial management and accounting. I hate it. But there are some subjects I really love, like geography, biology, language, physics. I love them. But sometimes you have to say, tell yourself, although it's fun, it must be useful, right? Like my grandma always told me, knowledge, you never had too much knowledge. And you carry knowledge, you become stronger. It's not burden to you. So as much as you can, right?
What helped you stay motivated to learn and succeed?
I cannot consider myself as a success. Your father is success. Yeah, you always be motivated by curiosity. You want to know the world. You want to know why people grow like this, why the plants grow like this, why somebody can create innovation, why some countries are very good at innovation. You're curious about things. I think curiosity can carry you really, really far. That is very important. Another thing is that sometimes you have to do something boring, something we don't like, but that is necessary, you know. Like if you want to get a PhD, you have to meet the standard. Some courses you don't like, but you have to pass at least, right? So there are something that's not really make you satisfied, happy, or excited, but they're necessary. That's part of life. What do you think?
I think that part with motivated is actually very, very, very true. And what more? And the success, where you said it was my dad, and that one was a little bit funny.
But you see how successful he is. He is such a brilliant kid, right? And also you have more than one. That is a great success, isn't it?
When did you decide that you wanted to become a professor?
I didn't decide. You go with what you don't know. You don't not always know the clear goals in your life, but you always tell yourself, do your best, be a better self than yesterday. So every day you make progress, and then life can lead you to the place that makes you happy, makes you satisfied. I didn't really decide at any point that I wanted to be a professor. I decided that I want to do a good job, and I want to be better this semester than previous semester. So then gradually you accumulated experiences, right? Then at some point they said, okay, you are qualified, you can become professor now.
How did you feel the first time you traveled to Europe?
I traveled to Europe in 2008.
2008.
So how many years is already?
Okay, if I have 8 and I go up to 26.
Yes.
18 years.
Yes. So the first time I came to Europe is 18 years ago. So my impression is, wow, you don't have people here. Because you don't see many people here. In China, it's everywhere is people. That is my first impression. And things are so expensive, terribly expensive. I still remember the egg here by then. It's like I could buy 10 eggs for the same price in China than I can buy one in Denmark. That was really, really expensive. And I was a student by then. I could only buy things with the red tag, which is on sale. So that's why I was very poor by then.
What was the biggest difference you noticed between China and Europe?
Yeah, 18 years ago, the biggest difference is still here is very quiet. China was very busy and dynamic. Here is well established, so things are relatively calm. I mean, everything has been in place, buildings, stations. I mean, everything was so calm. And in China, it's very dynamic, so everything was developing. So you see construction sites everywhere. It's very noisy.
I think I've heard one sound from China where it is very much people that is talking.
Yeah, very, very crowded.
Did anything surprise you when you first arrived?
When I first arrived, I was surprised by the air attendant. So I just, I remember I arrived in Copenhagen. So I need to take a flight to Aalborg. And at the airport, I had very heavy suitcase in my hands. And I struggled to climb up the stairs. And the air attendant looked at me, smiling, and he didn't say, "Let me help you." He said, "Strong woman." And then later I realized in Nordic countries, men normally do not offer help to women without asking for. I mean, if you ask for help, they come to help you. If you don't ask for help, they don't come to help you. This is a very cultural, difference. In China, if you see a woman with heavy things in hand, normally you go to help without being asked.
What was something in Europe that felt very strange or new to you?
Very strange or new? Oh, that men do not offer help to women is very strange to me. New, I mean, another thing very strange to me is that very strange. When I went to Switzerland, I did my PhD project in Zurich in ETH. It was a very good university. I stayed there for 4 months to do my PhD project. And When I came back, I think Switzerland is famous for what?
For a lot of people, I think. No, it is for
Switzerland.
Switzerland. I know it is for. Okay, I don't really know.
Switzerland is famous for watch and for chocolate. They have Lindt chocolate. You see it in the shops. You will see Lindt chocolate. So I brought chocolate to my colleagues. I mean, it's very Chinese. If you travel abroad and you come back, you bring some small gift to your colleagues, right? This is to show kindness, right? To build up friendship. So I brought some chocolate from Switzerland and give it to the colleagues in the office. And they asked why. I said, why you give this to me? So I think, but I came back from Switzerland, they're famous, the chocolate is very good quality. And they said, but why? I said, why? Because I came back from Switzerland, I want to bring some gifts to you. He said, no, you know, in Denmark, we only give gifts for birthday and Christmas. We don't give gifts for any other reasons to colleagues. Okay, then I learned, this is cultural difference. So if you go abroad in a different culture, you need to be very sensitive to see what is accepted, what is not accepted. But I mean, anybody loves chocolate. It's not an offense, but they may see, Jew is a little bit strange, But from a Chinese perspective, bring gifts from a business trip back to your colleagues is very common, right? So I don't think it's strange, but the Danish people think it's very strange. This is because of cultural difference.
Cultural difference. I don't really have anything to say about that, but I didn't really know that they didn't really accept that you brought chocolate when they asked why.
Yeah,
It was a little bit strange.
That is also very strange. Compare between Danish people and Swedish people. Danish people is more, according to my experience, they're more straightforward. They speak what they think. And Swedish people is more polite and careful. So they don't want to confront or make people uncomfortable. So there's difference between Swedish culture and Danish culture too.
How did you feel about the food when you first came here?
To be honest, I feel the food was terrible. It is terrible. I can talk about 100 good things about Nordic country, but I complained one thing.
The food.
Because they do not have a big variety of, particularly vegetables. Very limited variety of vegetables. And in Chengdu, if you go to the vegetable market, hundreds of different vegetables, green leaves, fruits, roots, stem of vegetables, numerous kinds of vegetables. But here, cucumber, tomato, zucchini, aubergine, celery, that's all. Yeah, I complain about that.
But is it like in China you have like more vegetables?
A lot of vegetables. You will love it. You will love it. It's a cultural thing. I would say the weather, the soil condition, like here in Skåne, you can grow a lot of different vegetables. But the people do not. They're not used to these vegetables. If you grow here, they don't know how to eat it. So it's a cultural thing. Yeah.
How did you make new friends when you came to Europe?
When I came to Europe, I told myself not to stick with Chinese. because you can easily stick with your own people, speak the same language, cook the same food together, right? So then why should you go abroad? You stay in China, you talk to Chinese, speak Chinese, cook Chinese food. So when I came to Europe, I told myself not to stick with Chinese. Do your best to talk to local people and visit them, cook their food, try their food. That is the way you make new friends here.
So you tried your best to not cook like Chinese food and not interact with Chinese things. So it was like if you came from Europe, you were trying not to best to make. If you went to China, you would try your best to not make European things.
Yeah, exactly. Try to contact the locals, interact with them, learn from them. That is the best way to make friends in a place that you had no idea about.
What is something you now love about living and working here?
I enjoyed everything about here. I really enjoyed here. I love my job. That is a big part of myself. To be a teacher at the university is a big part. And every day I feel so satisfied and, rewarded when I see my students nod their head in the classroom. What I teach, what I discuss with them, they learn something that is so important to me. And I also do interesting research. I lead a research group with 5 of us, and we did really interesting thing to see how digital technology can help us to make buildings, make infrastructures like airport, hospitals, make it more sustainable, make all the built environment more sustainable, more circular, more resource efficient. So that is really, really interesting job. I love it. And you see, I live here. I live a very comfortable life in an apartment with the husband, with son, with dog and cat. I can't ask for more.
I would maybe feel the same. What is something from China that you still miss today?
I miss the food there. Yeah, I miss the food there. And I also miss my parents. My mama is 90 years old and my father 97. They're both very healthy and active. So I visit them every year during the summer.
That's a good time to visit them. And the last question. What advice would you give to a child like me who wants to learn a lot and maybe become a professor one day? A lot.
I would say be confident on yourself because you have already stand out from crowd. I've been a teacher for 36 years. I never seen any kids at your age be so smart, engaged, and diligent. And this will makes you really a great person later. I mean, you stand out from the crowds already. 36 years, how many students I've seen? I've never seen a kid like you. So be confident about yourself.
Thank you.
You're so sweet.
Okay, everyone. As you have seen, today we have introduced Dr. Yu, and thank you so much for watching my channel. Bye.